So right before he goes on the air, he gets a crazy idea.
What's that?
What if he says his social security number, like his real social security number, while live on the air? I mean, this will prove to the world that he is confident that Lifelock will protect him from identity theft, and therefore his company is legitimate. So he's on the air.
Let's see if I can get the intro while it's loading. Hey, yo, what's up, guys? We got another video. He made the biggest
So the CEO's marketing stunt is about to go horribly wrong.
By Ray William Johnson.
Now, the CEO, his name's Todd.
Let's get into it. Okay, we didn't quite get it, but... Dang, this lag is crazy, bro. What? Okay, let's get it.
About 37 when the story starts, and he's... Now, the CEO's marketing stunt is about to go horribly wrong. Now, the CEO, his name's Todd, and Todd's about 37 when the story starts, and he's living in Arizona, and all Todd wants is for his company to do well. I mean, he works hard at it. He co-founded this company called Lifelock, which is a service that's supposed to protect its subscribers against identity theft and, you know, stuff like that. But one day in 2007, Todd and his company run into a huge problem. A local newspaper just dropped a very negative story about his co-founder. This makes the co-founder look like a really shady dude. And this makes the company look bad, and so the co-founder ends up resigning. Now, after this bad press, Todd, he needs a way to bounce back. And he has to come up with something creative, something to get people to know that his product can protect them against identity theft. So Todd, he starts doing media interviews, and he goes on regional, business radio, and TV shows to talk up his company. And this is fine, but the process is a bit slow. But then Todd gets the opportunity to speak on a show on CNBC. And this show has a bigger audience than what he's used to going in front of, so there's going to be a lot of people watching. So right before he goes on the air, he gets a crazy idea.
What's that?
What if he says his social security number, like his real social security number, while live on the air? I mean, this will prove to the world that he is confident that Lifelock will protect him from identity theft, and therefore his company is legitimate. So he's on the air, and he's talking to the show's host. And Todd says, you know what? I'm so confident in my company, I'll give you my real social...
You know what? I kind of respect it. From a... Hold on, hear me out. From a, like, confidence in our service perspective, big balls moves, I kind of respect it. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't like he was doxing somebody else. He said, I'm gonna put my life on the line to show y'all that this stuff works. Honestly, right now, I kind of respect it. Not gonna lie. Let's see how it goes wrong, though.
Security number right here on live television. And the host is like, you ain't got to do all that. And then Todd, he's about to reveal it.
You ain't got to do all that.
But then, before he can, his segment is over. Now, Todd didn't give the world his social security number, but just his confidence in that segment alone makes a massive impact on the people watching.
He's gonna do it.
According to him, his company signs up a ton of new customers that week.
Yeah, like honestly, that's W marketing right now. I'm not gonna lie. He was willing to put it. He said, "I'm a stand." He stood on all 10 with that shit. He said, "Nah, I'm a dox myself right now just to show y'all this is not a game. Lifelock will hold you down." I respect it. At this point in the story, bro's got my respect. I'm not gonna lie.
3,000 new enrollments or something like that. So this little social security number stunt works, and it lights a fire under Todd. And so he feels like he needs to do another stunt. And he decides to try and tell everyone his social security number again, but for real this time. This is going to be the best publicity marketing stunt any company has ever seen. So he launches this campaign. Lots of pictures of him just holding up his social security card. And soon, there are magazine and newspaper ads that have his social...
Yo, no way he was in a magazine with the docs as the front page. That's like if somebody was like, hey, yo. That's like if somebody was like an op, right? or somebody that they know they have ops, and they just put their Addy as like the title of on the front page of the magazine. They're like, pull up. Bet you won't pull up. We got the best security in the game. That's like a rapper saying, we smoke all our ops, and then show up on the album cover with their full address. That's crazy.
His social security card. And soon, there are magazine and newspaper ads that have his social security number on it. There are billboards that have his social security number on it. They even put his number on the side of a frickin' bus. But then he makes his biggest marketing move yet.
What's
one that everyone knows him for. He goes and he shoots a commercial for television. And in that commercial, there's a billboard truck driving around blasting out Todd's real social security number.
457-55-5462. That is my real social security
Honestly, I respect that.
I'm Todd Davis, and I'm here to prove just how safe your identity can be with Lifelock.
And of course, this stunt is so absurd that it blows up. People are shocked by what he's doing, but, also kind of impressed. I mean, a lot of these people are thinking like, well, if the CEO is confident enough to give out his personal information, then his service must work. And tons of people start signing up.
Not gonna lie, I respect it.
So Todd, he's just happy his marketing stunt
if I needed Lifelock, at that point in time, if I was like, yo, I need Lifelock, and I saw him doing that, and it was his actual social security, you could Google it, you could find dox him, find out his information, I might actually sign up for that junk. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a W play right there. Hopefully it doesn't actually blow up, but if it didn't, probably wouldn't be making a video. So let's see how it went wrong.
And his investors are now happy, and Lifelock, the company, is growing steadily, and they're now making
anyone else, right? He was just like, he put himself on the line with that. I can only respect it.
Of money.
You know what I mean? He said, I'm going to stand on all 10. He stood on that.
So here's where the
That's
marketing...
Like one of the highest definitions that I've seen in recent times is someone standing on that.
Stunt starts to fall apart. People on the internet, they see Todd's ad. And a lot of them start thinking, hey, I bet I can steal that motherfucker's identity. And they do. People start trying to steal his identity left and right. A bunch of people apply for driver's licenses using Todd's social security number. One person tries using the name Jabba T. Hutt. He fails,
That's crazy.
Another person attempts to get a license with the name Joe Blow. He also fails. Another person tries to give their address as 123 Fake Street. Now, to Todd and Lifelock's credit, there are at least 87 attempts to steal his identity by people opening credit cards or licenses or whatever, and Lifelock actually stops them. So the service does seem to work. However, it doesn't seem to work 100% of the time. While Lifelock may have stopped Jabba T. Hutt, at least 20 other people get driver's licenses using Todd's social security number. And Todd, he's now busy running his successful company, so he doesn't even realize most of this is going on.
Hi, I'm Todd Davis, CEO of Lifelock, and yes...
But it should be easy for him to, skirt this, because, if he's as big in the media as it is now, government officials and things like that, whoever's going to be working on these cases of, identity theft, they're probably going to have seen him. And they can easily pull up and verify all the information to say that he is who he says he is. So it's probably, not that detrimental to him, at least from my opinion. I think, looking at it, they probably have the tools to put two and two together to say that, hey, all those things that have been applied for are not him. But let's see if people are doing their jobs.
My real social security number.
Until one day, his wife comes to him and she says, did you take out a payday loan? And Todd's like, a payday loan? No. Someone over in Texas successfully took out a $500 payday loan using Todd's social security number. Then someone in Georgia opens up an AT&T phone line and they rack up $2,000 worth of charges. Then someone else opens a Verizon account. Another person opens a credit card. Another person opens an electric bill account. Another uses Todd's info to buy $312 worth of gift baskets. That actually seems kind of nice. And little by little, Todd starts finding out about all these thefts. And eventually, a debt collection agency puts a note on his credit report And this happens over and over and over again.
Nah, bro.
And he's getting more and more fraudulent accounts.
Bro, I'm telling all these people, like, hey, look at the commercial, dog. That ain't me, bro. Just go ahead and take this to whoever you need to take this, but it's not me, so don't bring this shit here. Like, come on now.
On his credit report, all with outstanding debt. So it's more than official at this point. Todd, the CEO and mascot of Lifelock, has officially had his identity stolen multiple times. And so they go and they file a police report.
Bro.
But here's the thing. Lifelock doesn't declare it to any of their customers because, you know, it's bad PR. So even after Todd's massive social security number stunt actually ends up failing, Lifelock keeps right on promising that their services work exactly as advertised. Now, here's the problem with that. As it turns out, LifeLock services aren't capable of doing much to stop identity thieves from doing things like using credit cards you already have, which is actually the most common form of identity theft. They also can't stop someone from getting medical care in your name or getting a job in your name. So, as you might guess, customers get real pissed off. Because, you know, a lot of them feel like they were lied to about this product. And some of them start filing lawsuits. In fact, so many lawsuits are filed that all this eventually gets the attention of the Federal Trade Commission. Now, in 2008, Todd goes on TV. He goes on the Today Show with Matt Lauer, and he defends his company and his decision to publicize his social security number. And he correctly points out that there were 87 attempts to steal his identity, and they all failed because LifeLock stopped them. And only one time was someone successfully able to get money using his identity, which I assume he's referring to that $500 payday loan that someone took out in Texas. Which, during this time, I don't know if that's actually true. He had his identity stolen a bunch, but I'm not sure if they were before or after this Today Show interview. So either way, the FTC accuses Todd of operating a scam. And in 2010, they take him to court. And ultimately, LifeLock pays a $12 million settlement. 5 years later, in 2015, the FTC takes them back to court again, and LifeLock settles with the FTC again, this time for $100 million. Damn. Anyway, in 2016, Todd ends up stepping aside as CEO, but like he's still on the board of the company. By the way, even after the social security number marketing fiasco and the $100 million settlement, LifeLock as a company, they're still around. Like they claim they have more than 80 million paying customers worldwide, so I guess their services must be working for someone.
Yeah, like what are they? Okay, all right, buddy. That's so funny. That's so funny. We're gonna watch another. Oh snap! Did we turn on the thing by accident? We did. All right. Well, we're gonna be getting a more in-depth thing real quick. Every time. Oh yeah, free LifeLock. What do we want to watch next? I want to do another. The greatest scam in history. They don't sing. You know what? We'll put this in the watch later, actually. We'll put this in the watch later. They're using AI music now. Is that the scam? But, let's look at another Ray William Johnson video, shall we? Shall we? It's been a minute since I've been just chilling. Let me see. Can we get the? Oh, we're already in it. Okay. Which one looks good? Which one looks good? She slept with an inmate. We saw that. CEO finally got caught. We just saw that. She went insane. No. We watched The Biggest Marketing Stunt, Phil. That's what we watched. Spoiled Rich Girls in Big Trouble. Did we not see this already? We did. We did see that one. Remember her? She's in prison now. Loan the money, then interest rates. Let's watch this one. Let's watch. We've been keeping with the scam dynamic today. Let's watch some more scams. You know, Scam Likely. Shout out to all the
so
Scam
this woman
Likely
scammed
callers.
400 million.
I used to get so many calls by them. So many scam calls. I used to think I was like someone named Carolyn. They would always text me like, "Hey Carolyn, this and this and that. Hey Carolyn." I went on the do not call registry so much. Every time I was just like, I would apply for it, keep it on there for a while, see if anything changed. I downloaded different apps to try to block people. Every number I come up, block it. They just strong with the data leaks, man. But let's get into this. Why is she smiling like she's AI? Is that her actual picture?
Dollars. Oh my God. Now, the woman's name is Gina. And Gina, she's about 47 when the story starts, living in California. And she is a successful business owner in San Diego. She does a lot of work in real estate development. Not only that, people in her community love her. Here she is on the cover of a local magazine. Here she is on another magazine cover. Here she is getting interviewed on a podcast. She even ran for mayor of San Diego at one point. In fact, she's made so many contributions to her community that the city council names June 28th Gina Champion-Cain Day. So she literally has her own day named after her in San Diego. That's how much people like this woman.
Gina. They love them some Gina.
Well, all that's about to change. Because one day in 2011, she decides to expand her business portfolio and she buys a restaurant. But when she starts the process of buying this restaurant, she runs into a little problem. She has to get her liquor license, and she quickly finds out that the state of California has some pretty strict laws about liquor licenses. A lot of red tape, it costs money, etc. But whatever, Gina goes through the process and she gets the proper one for her restaurant. And afterwards, she feels like this process sucks so bad that it actually gives her an idea to get rich. What if she starts a business that could give loans to other bars and restaurants that they can then use to get their liquor licenses? It's not a terrible idea. Seems legit enough.
Why would it be so expensive that you need a loan for it? How much is a liquor license? What? It's only 500. Oh, state. Oh, okay. Total cost can exceed 14,000. But if you don't have 14,000, why are you opening the restaurant in the first place? How are you opening the restaurant in the first place? If you don't have 14,000. That's my question. I feel like that's unnecessary. Who would need that loan? I'm trying to think of a circumstance in which that would actually matter. Because, if you don't have the 14,000, how are you even having the capital to operate a restaurant at starting? That doesn't even make sense.
So she starts this
Unless there's something I'm not seeing. Maybe they're doing it for free. Maybe they just have property, right? It could be a mom and pop shop. They have property, and the whole family works on the family or family friends, whoever works to make the restaurant nice, and then they all work for free for a while. I guess that's a situation in which it could happen. So you know what? I won't discount the idea.
Her license loan business. Then she goes to her wealthy friends and family and business people and anyone who wants to invest in her idea, and she explains to them how difficult and tedious and expensive it is for a bar or restaurant to get a liquor license, and that her company can help by loaning these places the money to do it. And she'll charge high interest on these loans, and they're all gonna make so much money. And these investors love this idea.
Bad, bruh. Cause why are we any business model? I feel like the business models that operate off of interest are inherently they're not good faith business models, if that makes sense. Cause if the way you're trying to make the money is ultimately by if the way you're trying to make the money is by charging people more money than you gave them, I feel like that's low-key scummy. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you're actually trying to help people like loaning them money, you know what I mean? Like if you're actually trying to help people, it could just be a loan. It doesn't have to be like an absorbent, like, oh, we're gonna get rich off of the interest type stuff, because then you're starting to look like a credit card company, and then you're starting to look like a scammer, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's probably what this video is about.
Yeah, and they start investing in it. And suddenly, Gina's little idea now has millions of dollars in funding. Here's the problem, though. Getting a liquor license for a bar or restaurant in California, it's not as hard as Gina is making it out to be.
Oh, okay.
So she has essentially created a business to solve a problem that doesn't really exist.
That's what I figured. I was like,
and because this problem doesn't really exist, she's not really loaning out any money to any bars or restaurants because there's no demand for these loans. So then what is she doing with all these millions of dollars?
This was such a half-baked idea, bro. She literally just was like, oh, let me go collect a bunch of money. Wait, you're telling me people don't actually need help doing this? What was the turnaround for this? She just got done doing it and it was like, damn, you know what? That was hard. Let me go ask a bunch of my friends for millions of dollars to help other people do this. And it was like the next day. This is silly.
That people have invested in her company? Well, she's taking a whole bunch of it for herself. She now owns a bunch of restaurants, and she's buying homes and turning them into rental properties. She opens a couple of small clothing stores. She buys herself stuff like nice cars and hundreds of thousands of dollars in jewelry and box seats to professional baseball games and football games. She buys herself a $22,000 golf cart for some reason.
That's a car, bro.
Even allocates $2 million a year as a salary for herself. Damn, Gina, what do you need all $2 million a year for? Meanwhile, her liquor license loan business is growing. And so her businesses grow from a couple of employees to hundreds of employees. And Gina spends a lot of time making all this look legit. Like she'll forge documents and signatures. She'll tell investors and clients that she's working with bars and restaurants that she's not actually working with. She'll create fake email addresses and respond to clients giving her company a good recommendation like, oh yeah, Gina and her company, they're great. And I guess everyone believes her because investors just keep on investing money into this. And this goes on for years. And at this point, in total, Gina's business has raised around $400 million from hundreds of investors. $400 million! Oh, but that's not even the worst part. So Gina's liquor license loan business is doing really well. But you know what's not doing so well? Her other businesses. The restaurants, the clothing stores, and that kind of stuff. They're all hemorrhaging money. But see, Gina, she's able to keep them afloat by taking the money out of the liquor license loan investment fund and using it for the other businesses.
So just focus on making the businesses better. Why are you out here like blowing all the money on dumb stuff?
She takes about $60 million from this fund and puts it into those other businesses. Not only that, but just like any investment business, eventually some of those investors, they're going to want their money back. You know, they want a return on their investment. So Gina starts paying off old investors with new investors' money.
Here we go.
Which suddenly makes this whole thing one big Ponzi scheme.
Yep.
Oh boy. Regardless, Gina keeps going. There is no stopping her. But then, one day, around 2019, a private equity firm wants to invest in Gina's liquor license loan business. And they don't want to invest just a little money. They want to invest $100 million into it. That's a lot of money. So before they do that, they want to get an expert opinion about the whole thing. So the private equity firm hires this expert consultant to come and look over the deal and some of the documents for this huge investment. So he's there in their office looking over this deal and some other documents about Gina's business, and he's like, well, this doesn't seem right. And he gets suspicious. And so he literally calls every liquor license lawyer and consultant in the state of California to ask if they are currently using Gina's liquor license loan business, and they all, of course, say no. Then he goes through some financial documents for the last 6 months, and he still can't find anyone who was using her services. But somehow her liquor license loan business is making millions of dollars. So now this guy knows something is very wrong here. And he lets his clients at the private equity firm know. And they all conclude that Gina is running one big Ponzi scheme. From what they can tell, the 7-ish years that she's been running this liquor license loan business, she hasn't made a single loan to any bar or restaurant. Instead, she's just been taking investors' money and putting it into an account that she controls exclusively. In fact, what Gina is doing, she's actually running the largest woman-run Ponzi scheme in United States history. So at this point, at least one of these is doing, she's actually running the largest woman-run Ponzi scheme in United States.
That is not the thing you want to be on the board for.
So at this point, at least one of these guys reports Gina to the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission. And that same year, 2019, the Justice Department comes out and publicly accuses her of running this massive Ponzi scheme, and they file a civil lawsuit against her. And Gina, yeah, she knows she's fucked. I mean, there's no way out of this. Then it gets even worse for her, because Gina soon finds out that the FBI is now looking into what she's doing. And this is more than just a lawsuit. She could go to prison for this. So of course, she freaks out, and she orders her employees to start shredding tons and tons of documents and to delete emails. She tells employees in the accounting department to alter accounting records to make it look like she didn't use investor funds to buy shit for herself. So she's destroying records and just generally...
If I'm an employee at this company at that time, if I was doing that, I would just like, low-key, I wouldn't do that stuff. I wouldn't be doing any of that. I would actually low-key keep some of that junk. Not even keep it, but like maybe like get a burner email and forward that stuff to the SEC. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do all that because I don't even know what's going on. If nobody would say, because I wouldn't even be in this situation anyway. That's why I don't do stuff like that. But like, would literally be like, yo, I needed some information, bro. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I wouldn't be doing any of that stuff. I'll be honest with you. Wouldn't be doing any of it because it just sounds shady. Delete emails, delete all this info. We don't know what's going on. Like, nah, bro, come on. You're obviously moving crazy. Especially if my salary's bad and I see her out here driving a freaking, like, Ferrari to work every day. Like, and my salary, I can't even put food on the table and buy normal things, bro. Heck no, ain't no way.
Trying to hide or get rid of evidence, which is super illegal. Man. But here's what's really crazy. Even after she finds out that the government is investigating her Ponzi scheme, she still tries to get more money from investors. Like, she just can't stop herself. Well, unfortunately for her, it doesn't work. And eventually, bam, she's arrested. And I don't have a mugshot, but here is a picture of her in court. And so, ultimately, she takes a plea deal and she gets sentenced to 15 years in prison.
Get her out of here, man. Hey, but that's going to be the video. Let me know if y'all liked it. I hope y'all did. I enjoyed it. It was fun. You know, we had a good time. You know what I mean, man? You know what I mean, man? W video, bruh. W video, bruh. That's going to be it. Okay. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.